What's up, Eagles fans? Welcome into the Eagle Eye in the Sky. I am Fran Duffy, and obviously, look, a disappointing loss to kind of recap here this week as the Eagles fell to the Pittsburgh Steelers on the road. They fall to a record of 1-3-1, but still just a half game out of first place in a division that's going to be competitive here over the next few weeks in the NFC East. But let's look at some of the bright spots before we get to one of the big storylines of this game. And obviously, the biggest bright spot, wide receiver Travis Fulgham, right? I mean, just an outstanding day, a coming out party for the second-year receiver out of Old Dominion. He had the touchdown last week against the San Francisco 49ers, comes back this week and has just an outstanding performance against Pittsburgh. And really, you look at this production, I can kind of put it into three different buckets. You would look at him as a route runner, what they did to kind of get him the football in space, and then also just his connection with Carson Wentz and Carson just being able to make some big-time throws. And we'll look at the first one first. Here's a few shots of what Travis Fulgham did as a route runner to create his own separation. I know we saw Travis Fulgham make a number of big-time catches going up and over defenders, contested situations, but I was impressed with his route running in this game. You see him here, tight split inside the numbers, watch him work to the top of the numbers, and just hold his vertical stem. He's going to attack the technique of this corner. He's not tipping his hand on the corner route as he breaks back towards the sideline, does a nice job creating that separation, getting to his landmark, and now he's able to make this catch, take the hit, and still hold on to the football for a first down on 3rd and long. A little bit later, once again, another 3rd and long situation. Once again, another tight split. Watch him now attack the top of the numbers, and once again, hold that vertical stem. He's not going to tip his hand here to the corner. He's going to break inside a little bit, try and get him to flip his hips. He does that, breaks back to the sideline, and now you've got that jump ball situation, and I love the my ball mentality from Travis Fulgham. Goes up, attacks the football in the air, comes down with it with a defender on his back, and is able to get another first down, another play moving the chains for Fulgham. And then we'll take a look one more here. Again, this time off play action, a little bit of a shot play here and max protection. There's Travis Fulgham just settling in over the ball. He's able to take this catch and, again, move the chains cross midfield. And I just want you to watch the body language from Fulgham here on this play. I thought you really got a good look at it here from the end zone angle because off the play action fake, again, just look at the body language. He's selling that upfield motion, holding that vertical stem. The corner doesn't know where this route's going to go. Is he going to try and go to the post? Is he going to break this on an over route? Is he going to bend this back towards the sideline? He ends up settling in right around the Steelers logo. Thrusts down, makes himself available to the quarterback, and then moves the chains for a first down. Fulgham did a nice job as a route runner on Sunday. Just a couple of really sharp routes there from Travis Fulgham, and you like a guy to be able to create his own separation. But as a coaching staff, you also want to be able to get your guys in space as well, where they don't always have to do the most amount of work to try and create separation from the defense. And I thought that the Eagles did some really creative things to open some space up for the big kid, Travis Fulgham. Let's see a couple of those plays here. Let's take a look at some of the creative ways that the Eagles were able to create space for Travis Fulgham. Here's a play where you've got Fulgham in the backfield, basically as a wing behind Jordan Mailata and Jack Driscoll. It is a 6 offensive lineman set there. You've got Zach Ertz in the backfield in a split back set with Boston Scott. Off a play action fake. Watch the release here from Fulgham. He's releasing inside the formation between the tackle and the tight end, and then he's working up to the second level. He is wide open for a pass here from Carson Wentz. That goes for a first down. Really interesting 3-level stretch concept. A nice sail route there from Travis Fulgham. Again, they motion him into the wing, and then they release him up through the second level, inside the formation, off the play action fake. Just a really creative way to get space for Fulgham to work. Really love this play design to create a play there for number 13. Love the ability to run through that tackle attempt from Minkah Fitzpatrick as well. Then we get to his touchdown down in the red zone. It's 3rd and goal, and this is vintage. This is what we've seen from Doug Peterson over the course of his career here in Philadelphia. Carson Wentz in an empty set, back in the backfield by himself. Zach Ertz lifting coverage. Miles Sanders running out to the sideline out of that bunch set. That stretches the extent of that zone coverage. Travis Fulgham wide open for a touchdown. So we've seen Fulgham as a route runner. We've seen him where they've been able to get him out in the open field. But how much of just some crazy plays from Carson Wentz? I mean, he had a couple of them in this game, both with his arm and with his legs, with the ability to avoid the rush. Let's take a look at 2 of those examples on connections from Carson Wentz to Travis Fulgham. Then let's just look at a couple plays here from Carson Wentz. This one here on 3rd and long, Fulgham in the slot to his left. This is going to be 2-man coverage from the Steelers. So you've got 2 high safeties, tight man coverage underneath. one of the best ways to beat two-man is with that seam route down the middle between the safeties, over top of the underneath defender and man. Just an outstanding throw on a rope to Travis Fulgham. Great throw, outstanding catch. Love the mentality there from Travis Fulgham. He is going up. This is what I call my ball mentality. That ball's in the air. It is mine. I am coming down with it. Really nice job by both guys here. Great ball from Carson Wentz going up and over. And then Fulgham coming down with it. Just an outstanding pitch and catch there from Wentz to Fulgham to move the chains on 3rd and long. And then another play. This one, 3rd and 3. Watch Fulgham again working out of the slot. Works really hard to uncover. Once again, you've got tight man coverage underneath. He's got to work to try and get into, make himself available for Carson Wentz. Nice job fighting through coverage there. And then we just watch Wentz in the backfield because he's going to get some pressure. I thought overall Jordan Mailata had a nice solid performance in this game. Much bigger test against this Pittsburgh front. I thought he settled in by the, we'll say mid-first quarter, late first quarter, gave up that sack late, but overall you're going to see him get beat off the edge here by Bud Dupree. More pressure forces Wentz to kind of tuck this ball. He's trying to find room to work. He avoids that sack from Dupree, shakes to his left, and now again, Travis Fulgham working himself open and able to move the sticks there on 3rd down. So Travis Fulgham, obviously, the benefactor, one of the huge big play weapons for the Eagles in this game. It was chunk after chunk after chunk, 3rd down conversion after 3rd down conversion, which was great to see, obviously. The longest play of scrimmage from this Eagles offense, though, came early in the game. It was the 3rd drive, and it was running back Miles Sanders on 3rd and long, takes a run 74 yards, the longest run from an Eagles running back in almost 20 years, and what he was able to do getting the football across the end line on this draw play, really a thing of beauty. But you got to give some credit to some other guys on the offense as well, namely Jason Kelce. Here's why. Let's take a look at the 74-yard touchdown run by Miles Sanders. It came on 3rd and 9, and this is going to be a draw play where basically they're just going to hand this off to Miles Sanders after the offensive line drops back in a pass set. It's a pressure look from Pittsburgh, one of the most highest volume blitz teams in the NFL. You're going to get a nickel pressure, so a linebacker's dropping out, a slot corner's coming, and you've got a couple stunts here along the offensive line. And here's why that's important. Stunts are absolutely draw killers because, again, your offensive line, they're dropping back to pass set. The running back's trying to find a point of insertion here. If you've got guys looping around and slanting and coming into different gaps, that can really mess with not just the offensive line, but with the back as well, because he's got to try and hit this quick before the defense can recognize this is going to be a run play. So you're going to see here that Carson Wentz is going to hand this off to Miles Sanders. But watch Jason Kelce. He passed off the penetrator. He picks up the looper, so he's able to pick up that stunt. And now you've got Miles Sanders running away from the pressure and avoiding this tackle here from the second level from that buzzing defender. And now he's just off to the races. He takes off down the left sideline. Huge play. 74-yard run, the longest run by an Eagles running back in a long time. Goes 74 yards to the house. And obviously this Pittsburgh defense, they were number 1 in the league in stopping the run. Coming into this game, only 54 yards per game on the ground. Entering week 5, the Eagles get 74 yards, a big chunk from Miles Sanders on the 3rd and long draw. So just a simple draw play there gets Miles Sanders 74 yards into the end zone. And just a quick shout out as well to the receivers at the 3rd level. J.J. Arcega-Whiteside, Greg Ward, just an outstanding job blocking those guys, not drawing any penalty flags. The Eagles had too many penalties on defense on Sunday. Nice job not taking points off the board there by the Eagles offense. Jason Kelce, just outstanding there, just getting Miles Sanders out the door. Now, let's go over to some of the other areas where I thought the Eagles have been very creative, and really that starts with quarterback Jalen Hurts. Obviously, look, he is a quarterback first. He is learning how to play the position. Rookie quarterback, kind of a truncated offseason. He's still learning. But while the Eagles are shorthanded elsewhere, it's really great to be able to kind of utilize his athletic skill set to be able to get some, continue to manufacture some offense here. And they were able to get 2 plays out of Jalen Hurts. Both resulted in first downs. Let's take a look at how they were able to do that. Let's take a look at the 2 snaps from Jalen Hurts in this game, which resulted in a pair of first downs for the Eagles offense. A little bit of trickeration here on the first one. You've got Jason Kelce and Carson Wentz out wide to the right. You've got Hurts in the shotgun in an empty set, and he's going to drop back, and he's going to loft this pass down the seam to tight end Richard Rodgers, who is going to be wide open. And you can see that Carson Wentz, he's looking like he's going to catch the little now screen, and Jalen Hurts just lofts this over the coverage down the seam to a wide open Rodgers. Pittsburgh really discombobulated on the play. I talked about Jason Kelce already in the slot. Look at what you've got here on the formation because your left tackle, right here is going to be the tight end, Richard Rodgers. You may remember this kind of look from back a few years ago, Baltimore, New England, in the playoffs late in the season. The Eagles haven't shown this look at all this season. They come out with a 20-yard reception from Hurts to Rodgers, the first completion for Jalen Hurts. And then a little bit later, you get a 3rd and 1. Jalen Hurts in the game. That automatically sends some alarm bells going off for the defense. So with Carson Wentz under center, he's going to bring Hurts in orbit motion. That's going to keep those Pittsburgh second and third level defenders. Their eyes are now in the backfield. All this is a simple quarterback sneak. It's one of the easiest sneaks of Carson Wentz's career. He plunges forward for 2-3 yards there on 3rd and 1 to get the first down. That all starts with Jalen Hurts. The Eagles have done a nice job of mixing him in really since week 2, using him as a decoy, using him as a runner. Here, using him as a thrower in this game as well, really trying to find ways to be able to use Jalen Hurts on offense. So love the creative design there with Jalen Hurts, not just on that quarterback sneak, which was the second play, but on that completion from Hurts to Richard Rodgers. You see Jason Kelce out in the slot. You've got Carson Wentz out wide. They're continuing to kind of expand that Jalen Hurts package. And with him as a thrower, teams having to respect that really kind of opens the door for a lot of different things that you can do. So we've seen him as a runner, as a thrower, as a decoy, as a pass catcher, a decoy as a runner with all the backfield actions. Really good use of Jalen Hurts. Obviously, while he's here, you're looking at it with the long game in mind, right? Obviously, again, he is learning to play quarterback, but trying to utilize him in that way. It's great, especially when you're losing Jalen Reagor and Dallas Goedert and Deshaun Jackson, no Alshon Jeffrey yet. You have to try and find ways to create some chunk plays on offense, and they've been able to do that now with Jalen Hurts. All right, let's now go over to the defensive side. And look, honestly, really on both sides, just too many missed opportunities, self-inflicted wounds, the penalties. Defensively, you had missed tackles. On offense, the John Hightower play at the end of the first half, not getting out of bounds to stop the clock, forcing the coaches to use a timeout, their final timeout. That takes potential points off the board. You've got missed tackles. You had the turnover in your own territory with Carson Wentz and Zach Ertz. Zach Ertz not being able to play through that contact. That throws off the timing with he and Wentz. Wentz throws the interception right to the spot where he was expecting Zach Ertz to be. Those little mistakes all add up, and in a game that was tight down through into the end parts of the fourth quarter, you just can't have that. You're not going to be able to make that amount of mistakes and continue to win. Defensively, you had missed tackles on 3rd down. It was just tough for them to be able to bounce back. Give a lot of credit to Pittsburgh, especially that 3rd down offense. I mean, they were outstanding. There's a reason why they're one of the best 3rd down offenses in the NFL. They stay ahead of the sticks. They do a good job of making sure that they're in 3rd and manageable situations, and now that really opens up the entire playbook. You're not just running a small amount of vertical route concepts. You can run all your man beaters, all your zone beaters. If you just need to get 3 yards, 4 yards, 6 yards. It's a lot easier than trying to get 8, 9, 10, 11. And I think when you look at this Pittsburgh offense, that was what they were able to do. And I think really the big play that everybody's talking about, right, is this Chase Claypool touchdown down the seam, down the middle of the field where he's matched up with Nate Gary late in the game in the fourth quarter. And that was really the game-stealing touchdown in this matchup, right? Well, to me, just watching the game and kind of studying the film later, this was my take on it. I'll show you what I saw, and then we'll talk about it after. This first play of the game, they're in an empty set, 0-1 personnel, no backs, one tight end. They're spreading the defense out. Eagles respond with cover 1 man-to-man coverage. So it's 1st and 10. You get man-to-man coverage out of this empty set. Eagles get a stop there on 1st down. A little bit later, you got a 3rd and 4. Again, empty set. Ben Roethlisberger by himself, 0-1 personnel, no backs, one tight end. Eagles respond man-to-man coverage. This time, Chase Claypool wins on the inside against Cre'Von LeBlanc, and he's able to pick up the 1st down on a slant route to move the chains. All right, so we got another 1st down off that look. A little bit later, 2nd and 10. So these are all regular downs, right? You had a 3rd medium, you had a 1st and 10, you had a 2nd and 10. Once again, another empty 0-1 personnel. The Eagles match up man-to-man coverage, right? So that's the call. That seemed like when they went empty, they matched up man-to-man across the board. You got the wide receiver screen that goes for a loss. Now, the other thing we saw, 3rd and long. Here's 3rd and 17. This is a 3-by-1 set. You've got a back in the backfield. What do the Eagles respond with? They play quarter, half coverage. You're covering against the deep ball. You're trying to protect yourself. You've got eyes on the quarterback. You can rally on the short throw. Pittsburgh's been a big short throwing pass team. They've been trying to get the ball out of Roethlisberger's hands all day long against that pass rush. You see the big hit there from Darius Slay. A little bit later, 3rd and 11. What do you get from the Eagles on 3rd and long again? Again, a 3-by-1 set.
you're also going to get quarter, half coverage. Again, this is all meant to kind of protect yourself from the deep ball while also getting eyes on the quarterback. This time, you see Nate Gary running step for step with the number 3 receiver. That is the tight end, Eric Ebron, down the seam. He's running with him step for step. Big Ben goes elsewhere, and it turns into a first down. Fast forward to the end of the game, fourth quarter. This time, it's 3rd and long. It's 3rd and 8. Empty. Do the Eagles check to their man-to-man look, or do they stay in their 3rd and long defense? Big Ben sees what he sees. He's got Nate Gary lined up over Chase Claypool. Big credit to the future Hall of Famer. He changes the play. He's got Claypool working down the seam against Nate Gary, and he makes the play against zone coverage. Every coverage has a weakness. There is no perfect coverage on any play. The Eagles gave up 3rd down conversions against man. They gave it up against zone throughout the course of the day. He hits Claypool for a touchdown.
To me, the moral of the story is this. There is no perfect coverage in football, right? Because if that were the case, every team would play the same coverage every single play. There are weaknesses, there are voids in every man coverage, in every zone coverage. And to be frank, the Steelers were able to find the voids in those coverages, both man and zone, in this game. When the Eagles played man-to-man on 3rd down, Pittsburgh dialed up plays to beat man-to-man. When they played zone, they dialed up plays to beat zone. You had missed tackles. Again, you had just missed assignments. You had all kinds of things that were working against the Eagles in this game that helped keep Pittsburgh drives alive and allowed them to put points on the scoreboard. In that matchup, Ben Roethlisberger comes to the line of scrimmage. He said after the game that he was expecting a blitz there. He was expecting some kind of pressure look from the Eagles. When he sees Nate Gary lined up over a receiver in the slot, he says, all right, well, they're probably not playing man-to-man defense. Just looking at the numbers on that side of the field, they're probably playing in one of those split safety zone coverages that I just talked about. I'm going to create the matchup. So he goes, he changes some routes around. It was perfect. I mean, it was an artist at work there by Ben Roethlisberger. That's quarterback. I wouldn't say one-on-one because that's an advanced quarterback play from a veteran, a future likely Hall of Famer. Great job by Ben Roethlisberger on that play. They out-executed the Eagles' defense. It's as simple as that. If they were playing man-to-man, he might have changed it to something different. He might have thrown the ball to somewhere else, and you just don't know how that goes. But obviously, the Eagles get out-executed on that play, and it results in a long touchdown, the 4th of the day for Chase Claypool. Obviously had a huge game as well. So, look, we're going to talk all about this game over on the Eagle Eye in the Sky podcast, fueled by Gatorade. By the time you are watching this video here on our Eagles YouTube page, that podcast is already out. It is already live. So you can go watch it right here on the Eagles YouTube page. You've got some of the clips right here that you can watch as we're talking about it, myself and Greg Cosell. If not, you can go check that out wherever podcasts can be found. We're going to talk about this game. We're going to talk about the Eagles' next matchup against the Baltimore Ravens as well. Make sure you stay tuned for Eagles game plan later this week. That'll be out on Friday. Until then, we'll see you next time right here on the Eagle Eye in the Sky. I am Fran Duffy. Fly, Eagles, fly.